Alarita, you're a student here at this school, and this is your mother here to my left. So, why don't you just give the audience a little bit of background? Why don't you tell us what this walkout's about, what this demonstration's about? What do people need to know?
Well, we're not here to go against the pride community. You can believe in what you want, be what you want, do whatever you want. But I don't like how in this school, every corner I turn, there's pride flag, and then I say I don't support it, and then I get in trouble. How is that fair?
These last few days, ladies and gentlemen, we have covered so many stories now of students within schools standing up for themselves, and essentially saying enough is enough with what we're being taught, what ideas are being pushed onto us, and how the teachers are essentially acting. And I don't know if it's just me, leave your comments down below, but does anyone else feel like things are just slowly but surely turning in a very positive way? I can understand, trust me, things get very tiring, very frustrating every single day when you see certain people being so insistent on taking the world in a certain direction. So when we see these stories, it's always a great thing, a very positive thing, and it just does show there is hope for the future. More and more students are standing up against the current situation. A few days ago, it was a school in America and students, middle schoolers, protesting against a Pride Spirit Day. A couple days ago, it was students within a school in England standing up against a teacher because they questioned gender theory and they didn't like it, and the students actually ended up schooling the teacher, which is, again, always great to see. And this time today, we're taking a trip to Ottawa, Canada, because students in a school held a walkout protest because of the school promoting LGBTQ... Wait, hold on a second. Let me get this right, because it's actually quite a long name. Because the school is promoting LGBTQ2S plus ideology. As I said, that name gets longer and longer. Gonna run out of letters soon. Rebel News go on to report, if I don't support it, I get yelled at. Ottawa students hold walkout to protest gender ideology. Students and parents tell Rebel News what motivated them to stage a walkout in protest of gender ideology being taught at school. Dozens of students took part in a walkout protest against their school's promotion of the LGBTQ2S+ enterprise at Longfields-Davidson Secondary School on Thursday, a public high school in Ottawa. Lena, a student at the school, told Rebel News that male students identifying as females were entering female restrooms and were permitted to do so by the school's administrators in accordance with the Ottawa Carleton District School Board's gender identity and expression policies. Lena then goes on to say counter demonstrators opposed to the students' walkout, observed by Rebel News as middle-aged persons, were belligerent and hostile to the demonstrating students, as they always are. A male student who spoke with Rebel News on condition of anonymity said Jennifer Burrell-Benoit, the principal of Longfields-Davidson High School, applied a double standard between students on opposing sides of the gender debate. The student said the principal prohibited the demonstrating students from returning to classes after the protest on the day of the demonstration. He goes on to add that the principal has been supportive of a prior demonstration by students supporting LGBTQ2S+ politics, allowing these students to return to classes on the day of their demonstration. Burrell-Benoit apparently sent an email to parents ahead of the planned demonstration, which included a reference to collective rights and a request to refrain from actions that promote hate or harm to others. Wow, what a story, and the headline itself tells a lot, right? If I don't support it, I get yelled at. We say this a lot now, we speak about it a lot now. If you do not support current agendas, especially in schools, teachers will exercise their right of authority onto you and condemn you and punish you, and, well, in this case, not allow you to enter back into classrooms if you go against the current narrative. How schools are allowed to continue to operate in this way, and I know it's Canada, but still, no matter how many stories we report on, no matter how many videos I create and deliver to you, it always just leaves me scratching my head. The fact that boys within this school allegedly can just identify as females and then go into the female restrooms because of the policies that are in place is absolutely ridiculous. And as you'll see in the upcoming video, because somebody from Rebel News actually went to this protest, allegedly boys are just pretending to identify as females just so they can enter those restrooms. This is a consequence of what happens when people stand for absolutely everything, so in the end they really stand for nothing, and anything and everything is allowed to go on. They've put policies in place to protect a minority at the expense, again, of a majority, and that majority are women. Girls, they deserve to have their safe spaces not being compromised just because of how some male students feel. It's really that simple. It is so simple. As I always say, we like to go in that opposite direction. And then you have the anonymous male student coming out and saying a few things. Now, did they remain anonymous because they're potentially scared of facing consequences, which does go on? You know, in a video I made a few days ago now, there were 2 UK students who asked the person interviewing them, hey, look, can you blur our faces because our school will actually punish us for speaking out against these certain things. So is that the case here? Who knows? But they say the principal has a double standard. You know, they allow one side to express their feelings, their opinions, but not the other. And this just goes back to another point that we all know. You know, freedom of speech is only really allowed if your speech aligns with the current narrative, right? If you go against it, well, you're not allowed back into the classroom, even though the other side, when they demonstrate, they're allowed back into the classrooms. They only want to hear from one side. And I would say to those people who act in that way, there is a clear difference between hate speech and speech that you hate. But as I've said, you know, we do have video footage also of this protest going down. Somebody from Rebel News turned up to this protest, interviewed the students, asked the students, you know, what is this about? Why are you doing this? It's so great to see. Sit back and take a watch.
Ali Rita, you're a student here at this school, and this is your mother here to my left. So why don't you just give the audience a little bit of background? Why don't you tell us what this walkout's about, what this demonstration's about? What do people need to know?
Well, we're not here to like go against the pride community. You can believe in what you want, be what you want, do whatever you want. But I don't like how in this school, every corner I turn, there's pride flag, and then I say I don't support it, and then I get in trouble. How is that fair?
So here I am with Nejma and Soha, who've been nice enough to speak with us about why they're here today. And maybe Soha, you can tell us what's the motivation behind this demonstration, what's its purpose? What do people at home need to know about why students were stepping out today?
Well, all we're asking essentially is that everyone be given fair rights. Everyone's, beliefs be respected. If you ask for respect, then respect other people's belief. No one's feelings matter more than another, and we're all just asking to be treated equally, you know? No one's belief is more superior than the other. You know, we all have a right to believe in what we want to, so give us that right.
They're putting all over the place. Just because it's your religion doesn't mean you don't get to support it. That's not how that works. It's my religion and I don't want to support it. It's not just about religion though. It's about the fact that I don't want to support something, but even if I don't support it, I get yelled at or I get sent to the office. There was a group of people who said they weren't feeling comfortable because they had to support it or had to talk about it. They all got sent to the office. Or how I want to go to the bathroom. Or my sisters, they go to the school here, and they talk about how whenever in their bathroom, like they're trying to fix their hijab, you know. And then a boy comes in, he's apparently a woman. How are we supposed to feel like comfortable? How are we supposed to have privacy if people are always like walking in, looking at us, and they don't even believe in the fact that they're a girl. They just say it because they want to sneak in. They're using it as fake advice. They're just saying it because they want to like go into the girls' bathroom. It's weird.
Kids, they just want to go to school, enjoy. They don't want to have to constantly worry about whether if they disagree with something that they're going to be told, you know, you're disrespectful, that you're rude, that you're a bigot, and not. And then if we are going to bring religion into it, yes, my daughter, she's young. She can't go to the washroom anymore because she told me, and these kids have admitted that we're just kind of walking in pretending that we identify as girls just because we want to see what the girls look like. Same thing with they want to go fool around and, you know, mess up inside the bathrooms with the children. Well, that's not fair in itself. Our kids are supposed to go to school and feel safe. It's supposed to be a safe environment. My child at school all day. I don't know what's going on with her or him. Same thing with the guys. I'm sure a lot of guys aren't going to feel comfortable with some of the ladies walking in. He, she, whatever they want to be called. There's a line. Like I was saying, there are people now, and we all know, that are pretending to be animals. And people now, you can't even say anything. I mean, back in the day, if that happened, I'm sorry, you would be taken to a mental asylum.
Yep.
Damn, man, you know, after that, and with all these stories, you really need to sit back and just reflect and think, this is what is going on in schools. Like, it's all good to sit here and talk about these stories, but when you sit back and think about it, this is what is happening. It is absolutely crazy, and it's been happening for far too long. Schools need to go back to educating kids on things they need to be educated on. What these schools continue to practice when it comes to LGBTQ plus ideology, and I'm saying that one because I can't remember the other name, it's simply too long, but when they practice this stuff, it's got nothing to do with education, but it has everything to do with agendas, individual truths, and trying to raise the kids to see the world in a certain view, and that view is the be-all or end-all. And the more I see this stuff, and I feel like many people feel like this as well, the more we see this stuff, I feel like we got to start getting more academic and relearning stuff so we can teach our kids at home. Homeschooling, because there is no way I want to send my kids to a school where all of this ideology is being taught. Drag queens are there. If you didn't know, the teachers union within the UK want drag queen story hour within the schools. But that's just my current position. Man, I know we've spoken about things slowly but surely turning, and that's a great thing, but I just hope by the time I want to have kids, I do not want to homeschool them. I wish we can get to a point where we're not concerned about sending kids to school because of what they're being taught and what ideas being pushed onto them. And hopefully, when younger generations see other students speaking out against things, that also encourages them to do the same. And the more awareness raised on these issues, the better. But that is the end of the video, ladies and gentlemen. If you have enjoyed today, please for me, make sure to leave a like rating. If you're new, hit that subscribe button and turn on bell notifications so you never miss a video. But until tomorrow, it has been your boy JD. Have a great day, stay safe, and I'm out. Peace.